number one hunter. I walk in the village, who's in the village? You think of the gray line, you figure it out. The books are always wrong. The women, no, all the little kids that want to be a hunter. Who did I replace in the village? The best hunter they were talking to or getting trained by was probably whoever I beat out. So now I'm a number 5. They come up to me. How long do I get to educate these kids and teach them how to be a hunter? 1 day. Use the gray line, it makes sense. It could be a week, could be a month, 20 years. What if I did a good job and this guy replaces this guy and he walks in, everybody in the village knows he's a 5 1/4, including me, including them, including the kids. There ain't a word I could say to keep them. They go to him. And it's just a system that works continuously with no talk, over and over 1,000 times, and there's never a problem. And that's how the system works. Okay, so I'm 20 years old, and this guy takes my spot. What's that make me at 20? An elder. Pretty much. I'm done. And some of you guys will never be a number 1 hunter. Unfortunately, not everybody gets to be there, you know, but you can't go backwards. The minute you're not as good as you were the day before, who knows it? You know it, you guys know it. You might be old age, might have snapped your leg off, you only got 1 leg, it doesn't really matter, but you all know it. You stand aside, you go do something, whatever you're capable of doing at the highest level at that age, at that broken leg. You're not a good hunter with 1 leg, you go off do whatever one guy with 1 leg can do for this group to move forward. But you can't go backwards. So there's a simple process. I'm number 1, I'm 20 years old, and age plays no part in this, but I'm an elder, number 1. So who do I hang out with? Because I'm always looking for advice and always moving forward. That's what you do from birth till death. All the other elders that are number 1s. None of you middle guys, okay? And what do I know how to do? Hunt. That's it. I talk into the number 1 rock drawer, the number 1 house builder, the number 1 everything. And if I'm a really good listener and I get it all, and they all of a sudden look to me for advice, what's that make me? Chief. Nobody votes me in the way. I'm the best decision maker you got. We're at the top. I make the best decision. Might be chief 1 day, 1 month, 20 years. Doesn't matter. I'm the best decision maker. Is there people above me? Yeah, but I'm chief. Why? Because I'm the best. I wake up and I look at him and I go, and he's right there at the top. Let's take the whole group and go jump off the cliff today. Think he's going to allow that to happen? He's smarter than that. Otherwise he wouldn't be in that position. So he would just explain to the rest of you guys. Chief is moving forward. Half his brain's already gone by that decision he just made.
So let's
He's
push
going
him.
off into the spiritual world. He gets to smoke the peace pipe a little bit more than the rest of you because he needs these experiences to make the journey off in the spiritual world. Is he ever going to listen to a word I have to say? Absolutely. Think of the great. Half of what I say is good, but he knows what's good and what's bad. So he's your chief. Now there's a whole bunch of us out there that have been chiefs and all this, and all of a sudden chief has to make a very big decision. So what's he do? He goes and talks to him. He knows who to hear what and listens, and I'll make my decision in the morning. Think on it. It's in the movies, right? What's he do? He goes home to the wife. The women ran everything. They always have. They always will. It's just the law of the land. And if the wife is not the number 1 woman in the group, his wife goes and talks to the number 1 woman in the group. We're going to move. Do we know in a week, 2 weeks? Goes talks to the number 1 woman. The number 1 woman tells his wife. His wife says, 2 weeks. Gets up in the morning. I'm chief. I've made the decision. We will stay 2 more weeks. Yeah, but it's all a complete gathering of information, the best of the best on a forward movement. And the books, the gods make it happen 1,000 times over. They have all the stuff like the fire god. I'm number 1 hunter. I'm back going, and all of a sudden I drop dead. Okay? What do the Indians always do? They burn up everything. They talk about it in all the books and everything else. So there he is, number 1. He goes over. I was number 1 hunter. Not anymore. That's number 1 hunter because I'm dead. Takes the best hunting equipment in the whole village, puts on my body, puts match to it, gone. Nobody has to talk, and it's simple. He's number 1. We've done it 1,000 times over, so he knows there's a problem. What's the problem? My 2-story mud hut, wife, kids, life is good. He walks back over, takes my wife, kids out of that mud hut. Whatever he determines is productive for this group, he throws it back in the hut, puts a match to it, and she has nothing. The kids have nothing. It all burns up, and now she gets to live happily ever after. It's in the books, but it's thrown in the wrong character. And if you think of the gray, then figure it out, because that's what they don't tell you. It's like, well, how does she live happily ever after? Because she has nothing. Okay, it's the gray line. Nobody has to talk. I was her husband. I was her number 1. She was my number 1. We all got a number 2. I mean, you know, I'm dead, so guess what? Number 2 just became number 1. And he was number 1, so my wife's like, hey, yeah, and he knows it. Everybody knows it. It happens automatically without any talk, right? It's pretty simple. And what she got? Absolutely nothing. What she got? Whatever you got, because you're now number one. And it happens 1,000 times over with no problems.